Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve.
Nick Reynolds, Steve Harness, and Cousin Brewski. The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve.
Welcome to The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve. Alla Brewski, guys, gals, our non-binary pals. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
And welcome, alien life forms. I know you're out there. Thank you for listening.
We know you're listening. We know you're there somewhere. Reveal yourself.
Only the male and female aliens. Let's not get ridiculous here. Gender-neutral alien stuff.
See us online, thevocalminority.net, and you can see our socials, communicate with the program, and we're back at it.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Do find the socials. Do help spread the word. The audio podcast, all the YouTube videos, all the social media stuff. It's fun stuff, everybody, so get into it.
What do we want? People to stream the podcast, or do we prefer a download? What do you prefer?
That's a great question. We just prefer people.
Yeah.
It's been my theory for a while that I think on the social media and the YouTube side is we've definitely had more listeners there. Like the goal is to really get the podcast, beefed up, but we definitely have more people watching us online between the YouTube channel and the social media clips. So it's hard to say. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Exactly.
I love that guy.
You should care a lot about our show. Other shows out there, maybe you shouldn't care about at all. But on this fine episode here, that's what we call a segue, everyone. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
I have a list of things that you should care about and a list of things that you should not be caring about.
Like segues.
As always, I'm curious to see which ones of these things we feel are pertinent and what is clickbait out there. Let's start with the negative, shall we? These are things you should not be giving a damn about. And
we have such little bandwidth these days that, I'll feel good to knock a couple of these off my list if I have them on there now.
Yeah. The first thing on the list is scripted pranks. And at first I was like, I don't even know what that is. But then I started realizing, they're talking about a couple of things. One is stand-up comedians that have, shills, friends in the audience, people that are that they're doing a fake interaction. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy clips on Facebook and all that stuff. And audience interaction, those are the more popular videos out there. So are you telling me a lot of those are fake, or am I missing them? Like the Matt Rife stuff, that's all real, it seems like.
Yes, Matt Rife is real, dude. Andrew Schultz, another someone who is great with audience interaction, real.
Yeah,
I think this new generation of comics, especially, they're out with that, dude. Get the plants out of here. That's not true comedy. We're not writing bits for a show, right?
Right. Brewski, you watch a lot of stand-up. What do you think? Is this a common practice? The shills in the audience?
I don't see it as a common practice. I mean, there have been a few times where a heckler seems like they're not fully real, but for the most part, hecklers, or there was one guy that threw a beer bottle at a female comedian. She was making Trump jokes, and he got really angry, and he threw that beer bottle at her. That was real.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
And speaking of Matt Rife, he did a funny parody of that, where a guy dressed in a giant beer can went running at stage at him and bounced off the wall.
Right. So when they're fake. I think all those guys are doing real stuff. They're also, though, talking about radio shows, podcasts, stuff like that. People out on social media, some of these influencers that do bits out on the street and try and pass it off for real, but it's obviously scripted. Like, people don't want that, dude.
I will say I've noticed some of those kinds of videos, like Karen videos or arguing with the neighbor videos, where I'm 30, 40 seconds in, I start to realize, these people are mic'd up. Why is there a camera, like a professional camera following them?
Totally. Yes.
This one British guy just constantly fighting with his neighbors. I started to realize, this can't be real. So, and there's one dude that has a channel where it's like a courtroom drama, but it's so easy to tell that, if you have any experience in any real courtroom, it's obviously not real. So
Reality TV has changed the way some of this stuff work, both for the better and for the worse, because a lot of reality TV is also scripted like this, where, you know, they're planning characters, keeping this character on the show longer than they are actually supposed to be there. I mean, they do it that way. But then some of the reality TV, you're just getting the real bare bones stuff. And I think that's what people kind of gravitate towards.
Yeah, I think it's a documentary, right? I mean, if it's actually
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
versus reality TV. My ex-wife used to hate watching The Hills with me. It was one of her shows, and every time I would sit and watch that with her. Like there was this one scene where the guy was standing in the door of a house, and the woman walks in and he proposes to her. And I'm just like, how was there a camera already inside the house filming him? And how did they, I
Right.
all the technical flaws.
You dissected it, and it's annoying when you're watching the show. I do the same thing to Rachel. Okay, listen, I'm going to tell you guys full transparency. Rachel, over the last year and a half, has well, I don't know if she's forced me. I mean, I wasn't a willing participant in the beginning, and I've become that way. Bachelor, she watches The Bachelor, and I have started, you know, not dead fast, but watching throughout the season with her.
Yeah.
The Bachelor, and I most of the time I want to puke. It's terrible. And I talk the whole way through like, oh, it seems like real love to me. Second date out on a helicopter in Maui, you know, like this is tough love, guys. But so I always have that commentary running. But they started a show. I don't know if you guys are hip to it or seen it. It's called The Golden Bachelor. Okay.
No.
Oh, this is a new one. Yeah.
It's a spinoff of The Bachelor, but this is for people in their golden years. So all these people are in their 70s.
Even less watchable. That sounds.
Oh my gosh, dude! I wanted to shoot myself in the head. I watched through some of the first episode, and it is so deplorably cheesy that it shouldn't be on TV. Of, you know, like scripted dances in the diner to the jukebox, and you know. I was just like, and Rachel loves it. She's all in. And I'm like, how are you into this? You're way too smart and creative for something like this.
I think a lot of times with people who have jobs that are really, I don't know, really demanding during the day, they like to go home at night and just shut off their brain and
You're
just
so
watch
right.
something stupid.
You're 100% right, Brewski. That's exactly what it is. The beginning of this show, you know, shows this the Bachelor, who is a man. You know, he's 73 years old, and people love him and adore him already. But the show opens with him, you know, getting up out of bed and putting his hearing aids in. I was like, dude, come on, this is not real life. You're obviously making this kitschy.
Did they spend a lot of time talking about his dead wife or something like that?
Yes, dude. And to
Of
get the
course.
sympathy for him and stuff like that. Dude, you know what a rose ceremony is, right? Where at the end of the show, will you accept this rose? And then if you don't get a rose, you get voted off. A lady fell asleep during the rose ceremony. I mean, it's so comically like old retirement home, you know. They checked on her and were like, you know, I don't see her stomach moving. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is cheesy.
So when did they start a show called The Fatchular, where it's like a fat bachelor with like all these big chicks and like they're all sitting there like eating snacks and farting and that sort of thing during the rose ceremony?
I bet we can find something like that already out there, dude, online somewhere.
You know, when The Bachelor first came out, like, 20 years ago, I remember my ex-wife and I watching it. But once you get a few seasons in, you realize none of these relationships work. And that's where I was just like, what? It's just, why are we watching this? It's just, it's not real. It's not,
you know,
like you're talking about, but it also never even pans out to be real love. I think there's been a couple that have had lasting marriages, you know, but, you know, I basically, Howard watches The Bachelor, Howard Stern, and he loves it. And he always tells people, like, it's mainly just hot chicks all the way through, you know, like I'm looking at hot chicks all the way through and then add in a little drama and I'm addicted to it. And I get what he's saying. Oh, I do too. That was the only way I got through most reality shows with my ex of like, there's a couple hot chicks on here. At least I'll watch
Right.
them. whole thing. But.
I think the
Bruce,
best
what if
one
I
of the-
sat down with you to watch professional wrestling and I spent the whole time saying, like, that's fake, chair hit, fake, fake, fake. Like, would you be like, dude, just let me watch my show. I get it's not totally real. Just let me shut up already. Like,
No, I just keep watching. Just ignore you. Actually,
I've had women do that to me too, though. So okay.
yeah. Well, I was going to say the best one of those reality shows had to have been Joe Millionaire
No, that's
Yeah.
not it at all.
on Fox. No, but remember the Bachelor came first, and then
Yeah.
Joe Millionaire happened, and the
Right.
whole thing with Joe Millionaire was he wasn't a real millionaire, but all the women thought that he was.
Well, he was
Yeah.
worth over $1 million on paper because he owned some property that valued it over $1 million. But he didn't have $1 million.
They thought that he was like liquid millionaire.
Yeah,
And of course, they're all kissing his ass and doing everything to get in his good graces and everything. And then eventually he has to like break the news to her and that sort of thing. And that was like the moment.
At least that had something fun, some surprise to it. Don't you think, how long ago was that? Maybe 15 years ago?
Joe Millionaire?
Yeah.
No, that was long. That was,
That was
a long
like
time
2000
ago.
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, 23 years ago. Okay. That when $1 million, like now, if you were like, this guy's a millionaire, he has $1 million, people would be like, oof,
If
get
you
a
own
job,
any property
dude.
in the state of California, you're worth $1 million.
Yeah.
It was 20 years ago, by the way.
20 years. All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
He scoffed at my 15, dude.
All right, so these are things we should not be giving a damn about. Scripted pranks, we seem to all agree, and there are many facets. Here's a tough one, though. Facebook. This article says none of us should be giving a damn about Facebook, or as I often call it, fake book, because people post what they want to post. They show you what they want to show you. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't care about it, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not losing any sleep over Facebook. Is that what it means? Or does it mean just like don't use Facebook, just get off it?
One of the quotes here, my mental health genuinely improved so much when I deleted my Facebook and stopped comparing my life to everyone else's. I got a new phone a few years back and forgot my Facebook credentials. Kept forgetting to go on and reset the password, and eventually I stopped trying. I haven't cared or used it since, said another reader.
If you spend a lot of time comparing your life to other people, I get it. I don't think most people our age do that. I would hope. I mean,
You know what's funny to me is when I started on Facebook, it was to share pictures of my kids with other people. And I would scroll through everyone's pictures and whatnot. But mainly when I'm on Facebook now, I'm watching videos. It's like a TV channel to me now.
yes.
That's the way of content these days.
Yeah.
You look at all these sites like ESPN and the like, they've actually gotten rid of all of their actual journalists who write content. And they because younger generations don't want to read content. They just want to watch videos.
Well, it's like MTV. That's why they got rid of the videos. They realized they made more money and had more audience with crazy reality shows and whatnot.
But they also had the record industry changed so much too.
Well, yeah, but they could have kept playing videos. They just realized there was way more money in Jersey Shore and, the real world and all that stuff. So Facebook, if you're addicted to it and you think that it's accurate, I would say you should not be caring about it. But as far as fun, like frivolousness, checking in on people, posting, here's what I did with the kids or whatever, like, don't overthink it. I think Facebook is fine.
Whatever. Yeah, dude. It's whatever. Be responsible. Don't be an idiot.
And this is the real big time of year to really see a lot of pictures on Facebook because it's all everybody going apple picking and all the rest of that other stuff.
I get to see kids jumping in a pile of leaves this time of year.
okay.
Signs on people's houses that say "Happy Fall, y'all."
Right. Pause. Let me ask Brewski a question. Brewski, if I told you that Dottie and I went on a fall colors walk this weekend, what would we be doing?
Looking at leaves.
Yeah.
Listen, calm down a second. If I told you I went on a walk to this weekend, do you think I stared at the ground? I mean, of course you looked at leaves. There's freaking leaves out. It's not an event.
No.
We went on a fall color walk.
check the-
Did you take leaves off the tree and inspect them?
No, I will tell you, this time of year up here, we get so many people up here for leaf peeping.
Yes.
It's crazy. And the thing about it is
Kill
they
me.
come here for that specific activity.
Yes, Nick, it's because you live in the evergreen state. There are no fall colors, so of course you don't understand that people like to go out. We went to an area with trees that change colors. We weren't just walking anywhere and everywhere.
I get it, dude. I have a neighborhood full of color right now as the fall leaves come in here. But I'm telling you that when you say, well, we went on a fall color walk, it sounds like
what's
it
that?
sounds like you went on a 5K turkey trot I mean, you took a walk and there were leaves on trees and you looked at them. I mean, it's not, you didn't sign up for a fall color walk.
It wasn't an organized event, but we went to look at the fall colors outside. We went to an area of the forest where there are yellow leaves now. Where there's
but the other thing too is that there are also certain places that have more to look at than in other areas. Like if you go up on Route 89 in New Hampshire, and you come down those hills, there's swaths of reds and yellows and orange.
You guys are so stupid. Listen to me, dude.
Can I finish, please?
Sure.
Okay. And you will not see that sort of concentration of leaves in, say, downtown Boston or even in the suburbs, like you do up there.
Seek them out.
So people go and seek them out.
Well, I told Nick I was on a fall color walk. You pretended like you had no idea what I was talking about. Like,
no, dude, I understand what you're trying to say. What I didn't understand is why you said it.
Because it was an activity we did. We didn't just go on a walk. It was specifically to go look at fall colors.
You're telling me if the leaves hadn't started changing yet, what would you have looked at?
We would have walked somewhere else. We went to a specific area where the aspens are changing colors against the green pine trees. And it's
fall color walk, dude. What is wrong with you? You're talking about being 47 and young, dude. Well, you took I took my girlie on a fall color walk, dude. You went on a walk and it was beautiful out. There were leaves changing and it was gorgeous, you know.
But they had a goal. They had a goal in mind. The goal wasn't just a walk. It was to see these particular leaves. If they wanted to go on just a walk, they could go anywhere. They could go to downtown Tahoe and walk around down there if they wanted to. But in this case here, there was a goal to see these leaves.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. The season's changing. I get you live in a state where there's no seasons, but some of us have them. We like to go look at them.
Dude, I have colored leaves outside I'm going to see them. If I take the dog for a walk, I'm going to take a dog fall color walk because there's beautiful leaves in front of me.
Well, so every time I go on a walk, do I have to clarify like what?
Just go on a walk, dude. We went on a walk, and then you can say if you'd like. It was gorgeous out. The leaves were changing colors. I mean,
it correct. There was a specific goal to go see the changing leaves.
So stupid,
other
dude.
Areas, there's not. It's hilarious. All right. Well, I think you should all care about fall colors, but that's just me.
Okay.
And I'll be posting pictures on Facebook, by the way, of us enjoying the foliage.
Steve is going to post pictures of them taking a walk.
All right, Nick, you're brilliant. I'm wrong. All right, someone mark it down. I was wrong.
I get it. Dude.
Mark this down. Brewski's right. Okay. There you go.
Wow.
All right, next thing on the list of things you shouldn't care about, it's closely related to Facebook. Entitled Celebrities and Social Media Influencers. This is a tough one. I mean, social media influencers are just the new celebrity, and whether it's a radio star, TV star, movie star, rock star, it's a new kind of star. Should we care about celebrities? Probably not, but do we? Yeah.
At least with most celebrities, they do something that's worth watching them for, like on television or movies or something like that.
Yeah.
Influencers? I mean, come on.
You kind of think of like Kardashians and the Hiltons as the original influencers. Like you really don't do anything. You're just, rich and hot.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I know I follow some, dirt bike influencers that, I'm there for what they're preaching about or something. But
here's the thing, though. I would rather watch content from somebody like Ricky Carmichael or Travis Pastrana than I would some rando dirt bike influencer. You know what I mean? Like one to me is a real celebrity. The other, like Travis Pastrana. The other one, I can marvel at what he does or she does and enjoy their content. But to me, they're not celebrities,
I think it's indicative of what kind of person you are. Like the influencers I follow have content I want versus just some trivial, beautiful
David Dobrik
spending money all night on the town, living the New York lifestyle or some crap.
Exactly.
I've been railing on the show about Bruce Willis, that his family wants us all to give him privacy. And my point was, he's a celebrity. Sorry, we care about him. He doesn't get to be private. I had another one this week that pissed me off. Mary Lou Renner?
Retton,
dude. Shame on you for not knowing her name.
Yeah, I forget.
What?
But I knew mainly her name was. Famous Olympian, right, from the 80s or whatever, gold medal winner.
Yeah.
Well, her daughter announced on social media this week that my mom's in the ICU on death's door. Please respect our privacy, but here's a GoFundMe page because we don't have health insurance.
Yeah.
What is it? Respect your privacy, or because you're famous, I need to help you pay for your medical bills?
But here's the thing about the Mary Lou Retton thing, and I think it's a whole big scam. Number one, she's a major right-wing Republican. Number two, she's an anti-vaxxer. Number three, she refused to buy health insurance. Number four, she lives in a 9,000 square foot home south of Houston and has a net worth of over $2 million.
Well, $2 million's not that much nowadays.
Okay, but nonetheless, though, I mean,
She could have health insurance.
Exactly. And on top of that, she must have at least some sort of network of people, other anti-vaxxers, who have big money who will throw down for her. Or maybe they've just abandoned her. I don't know.
You're probably right, because now her daughter has said just in the last day or two, like, she's making a miraculous recovery from the ICU.
Yeah, imagine
Right.
imagine an influx of cash all of a sudden and everything.
It'll perk you up, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, I'm feeling lots better, Doc. Listen, she should give all that money back, first of all. Second of all, this is a little different than the Bruce Willis thing, only because, like, she's asking for two things, polar opposites simultaneously.
Yeah.
Hey, Brewski, maybe you'll know this. Why wouldn't you get a pension from the Olympics?
Well,
I don't understand why
because-
anyone gets a pension, by the way. I don't understand the concept. I don't work anymore. You keep paying me? What?
Well, no, a pension is what you pay into. It's a pension was around before 401ks, and then what happened was corporations moved to more of a 401k thing.
Wait, so you pay into a pension? The city employees are paying into that they get for the rest of their life? I know you contribute to it, but that's not all your money.
No, it's not all your money. They match it and they help you live. And some of those jobs, they think, oh, well, it's public service. You're taking a less of a salary, so here's a benefit that you will have a pension.
But the other thing, though, too, is that pensions, they would invest much like 401ks.
Right.
So I never understood, though, why with some of the professions that have pensions, why the Olympics don't have a pension, why they wouldn't take care of their athletes after they had, quote unquote, served their country.
None of the Olympics are connected to each other. There's USOC, but the Olympic Committee is just about getting the site here in the States, if there's one available, or making sure that all the other sub bodies, from like the gymnastics to the skating, they all kind of get to where they need to go. But they don't actually pay those athletes. Those athletes don't get paid by the U.S. government at all.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but they receive money and sponsorships and stuff like that.
Does the NBA or the NFL, they don't have pensions, do they?
Yeah, yes, they do. The NFL
Okay.
Players Association has an incredible pension, and actually they keep getting health care after they retire. As long as you are playing, I believe it's 3 years, you become a vested veteran, and at that point, they're kind of
You're taken care of, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the difference: the pay for play versus paying for or playing for your country.
Very much so. And the thing about it, though, is that a lot of countries in Europe, they actually pay their athletes a monthly stipend. The U.S. government does not pay Olympic athletes at all.
There you go. All right, next thing you should not care about that I've said for years: award shows, movie awards, music awards, all the awards. What a self-congratulatory baloney industry. What movie is better than the other? What song is better than? It's a bunch of crap.
If they had the Radio Hall of Fame awards and invited you for an award, you wouldn't go receive it?
They do have those things. And,
I know, but if they invited you, would you go receive it?
yeah, just like if I was, Robert De Niro and they nominated me, I'd show up for the award show, sure, but I wouldn't expect any of you to give a crap if I'm getting a radio award.
I'd care, dude.
I just, the Oscars, all that stuff. I'm so not into any of the Grammys. Bunch of crap.
Some of them are worse than others as far as there's A levels. Like A level is like the Oscars, and then like you get down to C and T, and it's like the Country Music Awards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bruce Willis, he was on Zach Galifianakis' show, and Zach was like, "Where do you keep all your Oscars?" "Oh, I mean your Blockbuster Video Award, you got."
When they start giving you a crystal trophy like they give out at like office Christmas parties, then that's when you know that your award show is really bottom of the rung.
Yeah. When you get a plaque.
Look up on YouTube, Jim Carrey red carpet speeches or interviews. He gets interviewed on a lot of those red carpets for award shows, and he always goes off and, I don't know why anyone's here. I don't know why any of you care about this. I don't know why anyone, like, he's honest about it, and I like that.
What are you wearing? Who are you wearing tonight?
Right.
I don't care.
Exactly. So I would encourage you all not to watch these things. So.
Why does Jim Carrey go?
Same, like I said, like if you're nominated, sure, I'll show up. It's an industry thing. We can all hang
you
out
rub
with each other and
elbows.
pat each other on the back, but to
And then
have
those
an
after
audience,
parties.
right?
Think about someone's got to have a really good party going on after the show, and then you go and you eat someone else's food, drink their booze, ride in a limo. I mean, why not? I'd do it.
Thinking you mean something now that you won that award, like stick it on your shelf and pipe down, okay? It's completely trivial.
You don't have more respect for a 9-time Oscar winner actor than you do for a no Oscar winner actor?
I do not. And you see what I'm holding up here?
What is it for? Oh, that's the people in Tahoe?
No, I got this in high school. This is
Oh.
first place in broadcasting. I have my own award for being number one in broadcasting.
Wow.
Did your high school have a radio station, Steve?
It did, and that's where I first started. But this
Oh,
was
that's awesome.
this was speech competitions where people would do like duos or comedy speeches or informative speeches, and they had a broadcasting division where you were handed a newspaper and you had 20 minutes to prepare a 5-minute like TV news broadcast where you had to sit there and read the news and you had to write an editorial. And I won the state competition. Thank you very much. I had a whole bunch of judges
Wow.
on my comment card saying you should think about being a broadcaster for a living. That's how I started all this stuff. That's why I joined my high school radio station. The teacher was like, "You're really good at this. Like, I'm going to teach you. I'm going to enter you in these, competitions."
Wow.
And here we are. And that's the only reason I've kept that silly little award, because first place in broadcasting.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
next-
your service, dude.
You're welcome. Next thing we should not care about, I've also mentioned on the show before, the British royal family.
That's probably true.
Oh, you've come around.
Oh, I've always been around, dude. I mean, what are you saying, dude? I mean, I know who Tony Blair is. I know who Queen Elizabeth is. I know who Princess Di is. I know a lot of people over there.
Sure. You brought a professional lawyer on to argue with me that the Brits matter. So,
But
granted, it was your wife, but still.
Tony Blair wasn't a royal. Tony Blair was just.
I know. That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. I know lots of people over there. I don't just know the royals. I mean, I brought my wife on to argue with you because she loves the royals.
Well, so I don't care about the royals these days. To me, when the Queen died, that was kind of a big thing, in part because of all she went through during World War II and serving and that sort of thing there. That's the only reason why I cared about that, because it was different. These days, I can't even tell you how many times I've been railing online against Harry and Meghan and all that other garbage, and how everyone's just getting a raw deal and blah blah blah. And
I won't rehash previous episodes, but they're the Kardashians of the United Kingdom. It's frivolous soap opera crap that none of us should care about. They're not really running the country. So,
Pomp and frills.
pomp and circumstance. So,
I wouldn't mind having their money.
sure.
Well, I'll take your money and your privilege. I would love to have both of those
You know what?
things.
I will take the money and I will take care of the Queen's corgis for the rest of my life.
Solid point, Brewski. I like that. I'll help you with it.
Here's a related one, the last on these things we should not be into, then we'll bust through a couple we should be into. This is an easy target, I think. Celebrities' political opinions. I've heard so many people say, you're a celebrity, shut the hell up with your political opinions.
It depends what you consider a celebrity. Like, is Jon Stewart a celebrity?
Yeah, anyone in the public, forum.
So, yeah, I mean, there's people that I respect their political opinions. I mean, you don't have to like it, but they have a platform. They're going to talk about it, whether or not you take the advice or don't want to hear it. You have that option.
An American citizen, I mean, should we say plumbers don't get to have opinions?
Right, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly. You're an American citizen. You have a right to express it. I can not listen to it, like when Jim Brewer goes off and being anti-vaxxer and all that sort of thing. But I'm not going to say, shut up and stick to comedy. Even
and also in that same point, Brewski, is like Jim Brewer's a great representation of this. Is that you put yourself out there as, I don't like Jim Brewer anymore. I think he's a douchebag. I don't like his comedy anymore. He lost me with his rhetoric. And you put yourself at risk of losing part of your audience, that's for sure.
But then there were certain people like Jim Brewer or like Rob Schneider who were like a one-trick pony a long time ago.
Right.
They had one thing that they were known for. For him, it was Goat Boy.
Goat Boy.
Yeah, exactly. And now it seems like you're trying to bring yourself back into the public light by espousing some sort of right-wing beliefs and
That's right.
and that sort of thing. It's just, I don't know, sometimes rings hollow.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword. Celebrities obviously have a platform for us to hear their opinions more loudly than the plumber down the street. But yeah, it's like I've said with Colin Kaepernick. Like, did he have the right to do those protests? Yes. He also
Yes.
has the right to suffer the consequence. If a team wants to say, like, we don't need to get all political, like you're a hot potato, like, that's the double-edged sword they deal with, as opposed to the plumber. He spouts off and no one notices or cares. But
Right. Yeah, no. I say they have every right.
Enough said.
All right.
all right, let's bust through a few things I found that they say none of us really seem to care about, but we all should care about.
Global warming.
I don't think it's quite that lofty of a thing. My
Oh.
first one is wearing sunglasses year-round.
I should care about that.
Yeah, we should all be wearing sunglasses year-round. We actually take a lot of damage through our eyeballs from UV exposures and whatnot.
There's people that even wear them at night, dude. I
I
mean,
believe Corey Hart does. Yeah.
yes, he does, dude.
You're totally 80s. Tune in. My dad always gets in my case because I never wear sunglasses. And
No.
for some reason, my eyes are getting bad the older I get. But are you guys into sunglasses? Do you wear them for protective reasons or fashionable only?
I have sunglasses and I mean, if I'm somewhere where I know I'm going to be out in the sun all day long, I'll take my sunglasses with me. But for the most part, like, I never put them on really when I'm driving. I'll just put my visor down if I need to. I don't pay a lot of care to my eyes, which maybe I should.
I don't know if anyone wears sunglasses to actually protect their eyes. It's just an annoyance.
I wear them, but I'm driving all day long. I'm driving between 8 and 10, sometimes 11 hours a day. And during the day, if I'm out driving during the day, I will wear my sunglasses.
To protect your eyeballs, though, or because it's annoying to have the glare and it's easier to just wear glasses?
Well,
Like, are you worried about UV damage to your retina?
I guess that's a side benefit, but I'm basically doing it to get the sun out of my eyes.
Right.
Yeah. Sunglasses started for actual practical reasons to protect your eyeballs, and then they just became a cultural phenomenon, and they seem to become trivialized.
People look cool in sunglasses. You either look cool in sunglasses like Joe Biden does, or you look like a douchebag in sunglasses.
And much like Biden, I look great in aviator glasses. I've been told that so many times.
You
Well,
look like
sunglasses-
Joe Biden, dude, in aviators.
Yeah, him 100 years ago, perhaps. Yeah.
No, right now, dude, right now.
Speaking of protecting your internal parts and whatnot, another thing on the list here is wearing earplugs at concerts.
No, dude. If it's, I grew up on the motto: if it's too loud, you're too old. So I refuse to wear them.
I grew up on that motto too, and that's why I have terrible tinnitus nowadays, and I have to wear them at a concert.
Oh, really? You wear them every time you go?
Absolutely. I have no choice. So I don't know if people know this, but there's a range of hearing we all have, and it's measured on a scale of like 1 to 20,000 or something. And when you lose like the first 5,000 or 6,000 levels of that hearing, you'll never notice it. It doesn't affect you at all. But once you drop below a certain threshold, it's just downhill spiral after that. Tinnitus kicks in, and then you start losing hearing. And there's no way to ever get it back. And I spent so many years in a rock band standing right next to a drummer with those cymbals and everything and the amps behind us. I have terrible tinnitus.
You
And I
should
made
sue him, dude.
Sue myself for being a young idiot, thinking if it's too loud, you're too old, maybe. But, I made the mistake a couple of years ago here in Tahoe where we put on a concert. Ice Cube was the headliner, and I was right in the front row. And, man, what a great show, but I did not wear earplugs. I was in misery for weeks afterwards. And my
With
hearing,
an earring?
yes, and I could tell I
Wow.
lost hearing range. Like I have to turn the TV up louder than I ever used to, or the radio. It's a good test, by the way. Put your radio, when you go to a concert, put your radio at the lowest volume that you can sit there in your car and still hear it. Come back after the concert, turn it on the same spot, you won't be able to hear it.
Really?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
because your ears adapt, right? They know when to close up a little bit and when to open up.
It's because you've done damage to it. Now, if you're in that
Yeah.
range where I was talking about, you can recover after a few days, and you've done damage. You've taken yourself down a few notches, but the ringing will go away. You'll be able to hear the stereo with that low volume again. But when you drop to a certain level, you're screwed, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So I always wear earplugs at concerts, and I wear the good ones, by the way, not the foam ones. Foam just blocks everything. There's these good, they look like little traffic cones, little spiral things.
Yeah.
Those it takes the decibels down, but the highs and the lows still come through.
Wow, you are getting older as this podcast goes on, dude.
Well, I've made that joke before recently. Like, I feel so old that I have to have earplugs, but it's because I was an awesome rock star for years and played all these concerts. And
Keep telling yourself that, dude. I think you have double duty. All right, all three of us have had headphones on for 25 years, and especially when we worked at an oldies rock station, they were always cranked way up, dude. Sure. I had my headphones real loud, so I get it. You've got bad hearing, but I don't know that you're going to get worse hearing at a rock concert without an earplug.
Oh, you're crazy, man. Of course you will. Science. Yeah. Dave Grohl was on Stern not too long ago, and Stern asked him basically, you got any regrets from this life of rock and roll you've been living? And he almost said it jokingly, like, of course the answer's no. You've been a rock star for 30 plus years. And Dave Grohl said, yeah, I'm basically deaf. I can barely hear anything. And, now I'm an old man. I wish I had my hearing.
But he listens to shows nightly, and he's right on stage by the monitors. He's not out in the audience listening.
No.
Twice a year. You're going to be all right, dude.
It does all add up. If you only go twice a year to a concert, maybe, you're probably fine. But, no, it does add up. And I have a constant ringing in my ears. I always hear it. I've gotten used to it. I can kind of tune it out. But if I lay in a quiet room...
Yeah. That's awful, dude. I mean, I know it's a big issue. I don't mean to make light of it. Tinnitus is a huge issue for people. So, all right, earplug up, dude.
There you go. Let's see here. What's something else they say we should care about?
Condoms.
Crocs is on this list.
Crocs.
There's no debate about it. Crocs are ugly. It seems pretty off that a grown-up should be wearing Crocs, and it's usually not a pretty sight.
Even worse when they wear socks with them.
Right. My Crocs are simultaneously some of the ugliest and most comfortable shoes I own. I mean, Crocs have to be popular for a reason, I guess. So they're saying, you should care about Crocs because they actually feel really good, even though they look really stupid.
It's funny because I have Crocs, and they are comfortable, but they're not the most comfortable shoe I have, for sure.
Well,
but
you're a shoe snob, so I take that opinion seriously.
Yeah, that's right. Snooks are where it's at if you want a comfortable, nice shoe for even around the house if you just want them. But the Crocs, I'll tell you what, if you put them in sport mode, do you know what it is? When you put your Crocs in sport mode. All right, well, Crocs up on the roof of your foot, the top of your foot, they have a little... Instep. Yeah, they have a little strap at the top. It's just a little rubber strap. If you take your foot out of the Croc, you can move that strap back so it has a little grip on your heel. That is putting your Crocs in sports mode.
Oh,
and
God.
my point is that you'd be
on the side.
you could run in Crocs if you have them in sport mode, and I mean that because they stay on your feet.
You sounds old now, by the way.
You become a little faster if you put them in sport mode. You should, neither of you guys have them, so I wouldn't expect anything more from you guys, but.
Yes, our Croc ignorance.
Yeah, right. You should care. The list told you. You should care, dude.
Right. It's on the list. Here's one I'm curious Brewski's opinion on. It says that you should care about GPSing even common routes. Because you never know when there's an accident, traffic diversion, whatever else. But you assume if you know how to get to the destination, you don't need GPS. So Brewski, who spends 8, 10, 12 hours a day driving, what do you do with that?
He doesn't have an option, do you? I mean, anytime you pick up a driver, you're on GPS, right?
Well, I mean, if I'm on the clock, yes, but there are times.
And is that the Uber tracking you though, or are you using Google Maps to get you to your destination? I don't know how.
No, I use Waze actually because Waze is actually crowdsourced. So there's up to the minute traffic information, accidents, roadkill, stuff like that.
Cops.
Yeah, cops. Exactly.
That's another good reason to GPS even common routes, right? Because Google
but-
Maps will do that.
No, Google Maps doesn't tell you where cops are, and,
Yeah, it does.
and also it doesn't tell you the traffic information or anything like that.
Yes, it does.
No.
I use it all the time. It absolutely shows traffic on Google Maps, and it shows you the cops. There's a little radar gun symbol, and you click on it. It'll say 7 people reported to police in this destination. Within the last
See,
20
I've never once had that. That's why I chose Waze, because the Uber navigator goes to Google Maps, and I've never once seen traffic on there or the cops or anything like that, like I do with Waze.
Say it like you mean it, dude.
When I used to do radio traffic reports, like you look at the map, it's blue, it's yellow, it's red. It shows you where the traffic stops and starts. Like, yeah, that's definitely on there.
Oh, this, you know what? Brewski is right. On Waze, it is much more convenient because it'll pop up. Police, it'll pop up as a notification on your phone. Police reported
ahead.
So
And then it shows you where on the map where it is.
Oh, you think Google is as good as Waze?
I don't know. I've never used Waze. I'm just saying I use Google Maps because it's better than Apple Maps, and it definitely shows me traffic and where the cops are.
Yo, you're talking to a professional driver. You're not going to listen. Come on.
I'd have to give it a try myself and see.
I don't work
but
for
no,
Google.
no,
I'm
no.
just saying I've used it. I see it. It's like,
Because 2 years ago I was taking people, I picked people up in Salem around Halloween. And
Right.
downtown Salem and Halloween is just awful. And Google Maps actually took me downtown into the teeth of downtown Salem, which is where you don't want to be on Halloween.
one of the controversies we have here in Tahoe is we get bad traffic on peak holiday weekends.
Yeah.
The map apps, Waze and Google Maps, because I've done it, it'll route you through neighborhoods and all sorts of crap to get around a traffic jam.
Yeah.
But then it creates a traffic jam in a residential neighborhood.
I don't care as long as it gets
Some
me there
street
faster.
that's closed for the season. I've seen it reroute you through the neighborhoods, and I've seen
Oh yeah, I get that. It definitely takes you around and that sort of thing. And sometimes I will complain, like, really, you're gonna make me make all these extra lefts just to avoid one red light? Come on, really? But it does that for sure.
I'm just curious if I pull up. Yeah, there's no traffic here today. And I used to drive to Sacramento a lot, and it always showed me where the cops were. Like,
I just found that Waze works a lot better, and actually it pops up actually as it tells you accident ahead.
and it can speak in
construction
Morgan
ahead.
Freeman's voice too, can't Waze?
If you
I don't
pay
know.
for it.
Oh, is that?
You guys did good battle. You laid down quickly, Brewski. I don't know what's your deal. You're laying down very quickly for this
stop
maniac.
it.
This
You
isn't an
are.
argument. It's a statement of fact. Google has traffic.
Oh, is that true?
Well, it is. I use it. I see. I'm not. I don't program the thing. I'm just telling you.
You're right. You're right.
Steve, you know what? Go ahead and try Waze for a little bit, and I guarantee you'd be like, you know what? This is a lot better than Google Maps.
That could
I
be.
guarantee you.
That could be. I'm not disputing Waze. I'm just saying. The last thing on this list, I'm going to throw out real quick. The thing we should care about, I'm going to agree with this because I never used to agree with it. I thought it was hippy dippy California crap. Meditating.
Oh.
We should care about meditating.
We should. It is not hippy dippy stuff. It is a way to calm the stress going on in your life, the way to slow the thoughts down, the way to let your body breathe, get some of the stress out. Like, meditation really is a positive thing when you actually do it. And most people, including me, need guided meditation. And there's all sorts of great apps out there that'll take you on a 5-minute meditation, 10-minute, 30-minute, 60 minutes. And
You meditate?
do it. Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
How, what, every day?
Every other day. The days I don't work out on, I try to do at least one meditation in the morning.
How long is it?
I usually only do like 5 or 10 minutes.
All right.
30's a lot. And almost before every therapy session, I'll sit in my car for 5 minutes and do a 5-minute meditation and just kind of calm stuff, get some oxygen in, trying to get the thoughts settled down. Like, you know, all of us have so much stress and so many racing thoughts, and that's really what meditation's for. Is to calm.
I've got this new dancing sprite who massages my body, a couple of, maybe once or twice a month.
Like the
okay?
Asian massage parlor? Is that what you mean?
No, this lady, too, in full transparency, she's a world champion of massage, and that's a real thing that I didn't know before I started booking this lady. But she's a dancing sprite. She will. I'll be laying on the table, and in a moment's notice, she has jumped her whole body up on top of the massage table and is sitting on my legs. All right, in one fell
Like
swoop.
an Asian massage parlor, but okay.
Yeah, listen, there's nothing dirty happening, but the reason I bring this dancing sprite up is that she does breathing workshops and oftentimes, adds it into her massage. Well, the first massage I ever got from her, for the first 20 minutes, I did breathing exercises with her as she guided me through sort of a meditation, but it was more focused on breath work.
Yes, that's what meditation mainly is focusing on your breath work.
I was so annoyed that I was using part of my 60 minutes for this and not being rubbed, that I was like, oh my God, dude, please. I'll tell you this. At the end of her breath workshop, it made me emotional at times. I almost started sobbing throughout this for no apparent reason.
Listen, there's a science behind it. It's really you're bringing oxygen into your body and calming your heart rate down. I mean, that's the real science behind what meditation is, and it is beneficial. So
I'd love to see Brewski meditating. I don't know that he could do it. Can you?
Yes.
Oh, you can. All right. I would like to see just a calm Zen Brewski, and not because that's what I want to see all the time. I've just never seen you in that way.
I'd like to see you with the dancing sprite on your lap. That's what I'd like to see for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That could get dirty.
Yeah.
All right, we do need to wrap it up. I have a small child sitting on a curb somewhere. So.
Yeah, go get that young man.
Testing.
There you go. Find us online, thevocalminority.net. Find the socials, right, Nick?
Yeah, find the socials and say goodbye, Brewski.
Goodbye, Brewski.
And we say bye-bye.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Check. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve.
Nick Reynolds, Steve Harness, and Cousin Brewski. The Vocal Minority with Nick and Steve.
Take one.